So Simmers, my name is Darth Jeswick and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be renovating this base game house in The Sims. It is the Nookstone lot in Oasis Springs, and honestly, I really don't think it's a bad house. It just needs to be a little bit smaller and some more nicer looking items and more updated stuff that we have since the base game has been updated so much recently. This is a starter home and we had a budget of about like 13,000 simoleons. I think that was all that this house was worth. I'm going to pretty much use up the entire budget because I feel like most people do starter homes and then they work towards making money. They don't want to have like a lot of money left over. That's just my opinion on starter homes. That's why I usually play in them. But I usually try to spend as much money as I can because I want to work up to having like thousands of dollars. I don't want to have like a bunch of money left over, because that almost makes it like too easy when I'm playing, because it's so easy to make money in this game. So we really don't need to have a lot of money left over. And it's also just nicer when your houses look a little bit more lived in and not super empty like some of the base game lots look. It also is just super dark in there. They didn't have any overhead lights in this build like anywhere. It was mostly just like lamps that was keeping it light in here. So the first thing I did was place in a couple of the small little saucer lights just so that I could see, and then deleted everything, including the windows. I started out with like this new base game door with the little side panels and that have windows in them. Oh my god, I just like jump on my words. And I thought about using like the full length windows, but I didn't really like the way that they looked in there. And I also made the walls shorter. Like, one of the most annoying things about some of the base game homes is that they have medium wall height, and it's not necessary. I also got rid of the weird gray tile that they had everywhere. I didn't really like it, and I also moved the house forward on the lot so that we had more of a backyard. Like, we have this beautiful view of the dinosaurs, so we had to take advantage of it. And we'll even make like a little back patio area. The original house had some tile there, but there was nothing out there for your sim to do. There's also just nothing in this house for your sim to do. Like, the only thing that there was to do was like a TV and nothing else. There wasn't even a bookshelf. But don't worry, I'll add a few activities for your Sims. Starting off, I'm just adding a small little love seat in here. I just wanted to get some things in here to see how much money I could play around with after I was done adding like absolutely everything that we needed. Like some kind of entertainment, which is the TV, and like all of the appliances and plumbing and things like that, and a bed. Because I really want to stay under that $20,000 budget. I thought about adding this bookcase, but I really don't like the way that it's floating like that. So I ended up adding this one instead, and I do end up moving it like behind the couch so that I could fit in the elements table, because in Oasis Springs there's lots of little mining spots for your Sims to collect. So it's really nice to like have that available. You could just like call the Geo Council and send your crystals and whatever metals you find off to the Geo Council, and they'll send you back like a little element and you just like slot it in there. I've been doing this on my Not So Berry challenge, and that's why I wanted to use that. I don't really use it in a lot of builds unless I'm doing Not So Berry, so that's just something for you guys to do if you want to download this house. It is on my gallery at Darth_Jeswick, just like it appears here on YouTube. I really didn't change much in the bathroom apart from where the layout is. Other than that, I'm just using like the same cheapest appliances and a few other decorations. And I also add a window in here because we need a little bit more natural light, and I only wanted to have the one light above the mirror because I didn't want to spend too much money. And I really wish they would update the swatches on this particular base game bed, because it doesn't seem like there's any good swatches. Like no yellow swatches that are good, or no orange swatches, and it's like kind of outdated. So I wish they would like add some more swatches to that. It's a good bed and I like using it, but it's just like the same all the time. I added a little picture above the bed too, and some lamps. I added our guitar and one of the like blow up chairs from the rewards event, the Blast from the Past rewards event. I was really going with the orange theme in this house. I really like kind of based it on the sim that I made for the testing of this house. His name is Ray Flanagan, and he wears a lot of like orange and yellow outfits, and he's also on my gallery if you want to download him. He's a love bug. genius and evil, and he has the serial romantic aspiration. I also added in all the landscaping that I wanted to do before I finished everything else, just so that I knew I had at least a little bit of landscaping in here. Added a grill. I really don't ever use this grill a lot, but I feel like it perfectly works here in Oasis Springs because it's a desert, and I really love the clay pot vibes. And then I also added another seating area for dining out there. A patio table. Oh my god, I could not think of the word. I was also able to get a few more trees. Like, one of the things that I think the base game homes lack is landscaping. I feel like they just don't try. And then I also like kind of figured I would go with like an orange outside instead of like the greenish whatever brown they had before. And then I did a stone on half of the building just because I wanted to break it up just a little bit because it was a lot of orange. But that is pretty much it for the build. I'm just gonna pretty much finish up landscaping and adding a few more decorations here and there. I also added a bunch of outdoor lights just because it is quite dark here in Oasis Springs. Just like in general, it's like very shaded on this lot. I don't know if it's just like the way that they had the sun, but it is just very dark, I think. We added in a couple of gardening pots. I only got 2 of them. Obviously, if you're like growing plants and making money from them, you can buy more very easily and still have plenty of space. There's still quite a bit of yard space around here, and I feel like I like it centered on the lot more just because it does give you more space. And then in the kitchen, I added a paper towel roll, some cabinets, because we still had extra money, and normally I don't have any cabinets in my starter home build, so I'm like impressed with myself. I'm also just adding in a bunch of other decorations, and we have a new pride flag decoration. It looks knitted, I think, and I really like it, so I added that into the bedroom. Also, slight update on my rainbow blanket that I was finishing. I finished it. It's done. Well, it's almost done. I need a border on it, but like the actual blanket itself is done. But that is all I have for this speed build. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop it a like down below because it really helps. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you exit this video. I noticed we have a few more subscribers here. Thank you all for subscribing. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have an amazing day. Dag dag!